The wedding cake concept of service is very interesting because it unveils a lot of sometimes rushing the relationship with the customer before we've earned it. I'm going to take you through those steps to help you see what I mean so you can define where you're at with a guest and where you should be in your dialogue and your service practices along the way. There are 4 levels that refer in the wedding cake, and I'm going to illustrate those in 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to define them as we go. If you look at the bottom of the wedding cake is level 1. Level 1 is the first start of a relationship you have with the customer. And what they perceive you as, because no relationship has been earned yet, they perceive you as a service provider. Just they'll make the decision, they'll order, you'll ship or you'll serve, and the relationship is kind of there. Nothing really spectacular about it. As you move up to this next layer of the wedding cake, you become their service or product expert. That's when it starts to get a little more interesting in what the customer will allow you to do for them. One of the ways you know you've moved up a level is the guest will start asking your opinion on things. What should I do? What is the best? What will be great for me? Can you give me your opinion if this was you? As soon as you hear the guests start asking questions, their trust level with you has increased. The next level is you move up another step with them and you become their business, or in the salon's case, a beauty advisor. They're not going to make a decision unless they consult with you first. And you almost have free reign to do with what you please. The first 3 levels are all determined by the customer, and it all has to do with their trust and their elevation of trust as a relationship moves forward. If any of this message connects with you, press the subscribe button to be notified each and every time we upload a video. The 4th level of the wedding cake, the top of the cake, that one is determined by the service provider themselves. The first 3, once again, were determined by the customer, but now this one is determined by you, who does the service, who performs the service. And it's when the relationship becomes a personal, professional business relationship. Now, what does that mean? So many times we get closer to some of our customers than we are others. But we have to be very careful in how we do this because we don't have the time to extend a personal business relationship to every guest. You have to be very selective and see if you have the time to devote to that kind of relationship with a customer. Most of us don't. I know I probably have 5 or 6 myself that I can fit into that. Beyond that, I'm going to disappoint the relationship. Now, this is where it gets interesting. As you are growing in your relationship, you start first, you move to 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. You must be in that order. You can't meet someone day 1, hi, how are you, and then all of a sudden try to be best friends with them. You haven't earned that. They haven't trusted your service expertise yet. They don't know your knowledge level, your commitment to them. You have to do these in that order. For it to be a true number 2 or a true number 3 or a true number 4, the other ones have to be in place first so you can add your value. That's where most people mess up. They try to be too close to their customer before they've developed their worth for that customer. As we close this topic, I want you to go back and take a look at your customer base. You all have one. Let's say you have 200 people in your customer base right now. How many are a level 1? How many are 2s, 3s, 4s? We all have a combination of those customer relationships at every level at any given time. What I like to do is, why did I become, what are the characteristics that I became a level 3, a business advisor to these guests? What do they have in common? What did I do? What makes that relationship move so easily? Also, I have to make sure that I don't overextend my time and I'm able to take care of the guest I've committed that kind of relationship to. If we don't know our capacity of service or the time that we have, we're going to overextend and we're going to lose the guest because they no longer can get those things from us. Looking at where we are and looking at the responsibility to be a level 1, a level 2, 3, and 4 with our guest is our responsibility as the service provider, not the guest responsibility, ours.